So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tick you off over here.
The food bank isn't supposed to open until midday, but some come early, anxious the supplies will dry up before they've got what they need.
Some spices, pasta, oil.
This woman brings a suitcase, taking as much as she can to get her through the week.
Can I take
Yeah, of course.
Ada's story is common. Her accommodation is provided by the local authority, but after paying bills, says she's left with very little to live off.
It's very difficult, extremely difficult. 99 pounds in a month for bedding, pillows, something, you know. So many things you need for the house.
We came here exactly 3 years ago to talk to people about the cost of living when the issue was described as an emergency situation. We've come back to find out if people think things have improved. In fact, they tell us they think the cost of living has got worse.
She can do basic communication, just very basic. But if she wants to stand up for her rights or she wants to advocate her case, then
Broken English, no proper grammar, no.
Aunt Devi, as she's known, came to the UK 20 years ago from Kuwait. Like almost everyone else here, she's reliant on help to access benefits, a system which the food bank organiser says has got increasingly complex over recent years, adding to people's hardships.
Language barriers are not just language barriers. They open up the channels to so many other barriers. And digital exclusion is one of them.
To access benefits and to exist in Britain.
Yeah, literally. I have people coming up to me with their phones, checking their phones on my table and say, there you go, do it for me.
But the threads of why people are struggling weave through all communities. Across the road from the food bank, we find a growing sense of frustration amongst people who feel the cost of living has slipped down the political agenda.
You're worrying about your electric bill, your gas bill, your council tax, everything. And I know people that's desperate and they cannot pay their bills. And they're worried about ending up in court and things like that.
Retracing our journey from 3 years ago, we head back to Barking in East London. Then, people told us of a sense of foreboding, unsure of what the future would bring. We returned to a local laundrette to meet a familiar face with a grim take on it all. Miriam has worked here for over a decade. Did you imagine that 3 years later we'd be standing here and it would have got even worse?
Worse, yeah. I didn't expect that, but it's getting worse. And that's why there will be crime every time, because when people doesn't get enough money, they start stealing. They might kill you for a watch or a phone.
Some of Miriam's customers seem downbeat.
There is nothing they can do. I just look at their faces and they look like it's normal.
People have got used to it.
Yeah.
3 years ago, the cost of living crisis was being described as the worst in a generation. The hope is for some indication the end is in sight. Lisa Holland, Sky News, Barking.